Welcome to the Beer and Gear podcast with Chris Taylor.
All right. Well, welcome to this week's podcast. And today I'm really thrilled because I've got a good friend of mine from the USA. We've got Mr. Billy Gray. How you doing?
Hey, man. Glad to be here with you, Chris. It's an honor, dude.
Oh, it's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a while.
It's been quite a while, man. Been a long time, dude. It's great to see you.
Yeah, you too, man. We've been in many a gig together, haven't we? You know, whether it's been London, festivals here, there, and everywhere. And
yes. Yes.
I even had you at the factory back in the day, didn't I? Testing things.
Yes, you did, man. That was one of the best factory tours I've ever been on. It was so much fun, dude.
Oh, so yeah, it was turning things up to 11, wasn't it? In the
yes, it was.
And trying out new things before they
came out. Dude, I love it, man. That was so much fun.
Yeah, it was good times, man. And we even got to go and watch the Avengers at the cinema, didn't we?
Yes, we did. We did
in 3D.
Yes, that was a good one too, as well. That was, yeah.
Yeah, it was good times. So, how have you been, man? I mean, it's been a crazy year for everybody. How have you been adapting to it? How's what you been up to?
I've been doing a lot of guitar lessons. As you know, the touring thing isn't happening much in the States, but you know, depending on which state you live in, you know, things are going. So my state of Georgia, it stayed closed for a couple months, but then the governor opened it back up to, to limited capacity venues, and now they're kind of starting to get full capacity. But either way, I've been playing cover gigs and different things like that, and definitely doing a lot of writing for all my projects that I play with.
Yeah, you've got quite a few little side projects on the go at the moment, haven't you? Aside from while sort of Fozzy can't tour, and you know.
Yes.
So tell us a bit about those, because some of them, like I'm really digging the videos for the instrumental stuff's really, really cool. You know.
Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, that's the latest project. That's me. Me and the drummer. His name's Dusty Winterrowd. He's also in my Tattoo the Scars band.
Yeah.
So we were like, hey, let's just, we had some riffs laying around or whatever, and I was like, well, dude, I just want to play. I'm going to let the guitar do the singing, So I was like, let's just, I started getting into Plenty or Plenty. And I started getting into a lot of instrumental guitar players, Eric Johnson. And I was like, let's just do some instrumental stuff. So we did that one, and I got 2 more recorded I'm going to release. And we called the project GreyWinterrowd. It's me and the drummer's last names.
Yeah.
And that first single is Cascades of Fire. And it's available out there on all the digital outlets. It's on YouTube and all that good stuff.
Well, what I'll do is I'll put links for all the latest stuff in the description down below. So if anybody wants to check those out, they can go straight to them.
Thank you, dude. Thank you, man. That's awesome.
So interesting. When I saw you listened to your podcast with Jericho not so long ago, after our old hero Eddie passed away, and there was some interesting stuff that I didn't know from our previous chats about the younger Billy Gray, and where your ambition took you at a very young age. So what I tend to do with any of these podcasts, really, just to give people an idea, is there's normally like a moment in someone's life where they think, right, I want to do that. I want to pick up a guitar. I want to play bass. I want to play drums. Where did it all start, and how did it progress for you? Could you remember that moment where the inspiration took, or maybe it was a first gig that blew your mind, let's hear the story of young Billy and how he discovered the guitar.
The way I discovered guitar was basically, and I'll give him credit, was basically through Kiss. Okay, that's the way I discovered rock and roll. You know what I'm saying? They were the superheroes of rock and roll. You know what I mean? So I got into them. I was always, at first I was a Peter Criss guy, and then I became the Gene Simmons guy. Those were my heroes. So anyway, and then fast forward to I was probably like about 6-7 years old then. So fast forward to age like 10, my mom's friend had a son who had an Aria Pro 2 Les Paul and a PV stack, and he was playing like Boston through it, and that made me want to pull my dad's guitar out of the closet and learn how to play. So I did that and started learning stuff like that. I took lessons from that dude, and learned some Boston riffs, learned the Stairway to Heaven power chord, And then I started taking lessons from his teacher at the music store. His name was Tim Murray. Still my favorite teacher ever. Love the dude. And just got really inspired. But then the moment that made me say that this is what I really want to do is I watched Van Halen's Diver Down tour in concert. And I knew I loved Eddie before that because I heard Eruption and I was like, Kiss who? You know what I mean? It's like, bye-bye. I'm sorry, I love you, Kiss, but bye. You know what I mean? Yeah. Van Halen was the bomb. So I saw that concert, dude. Eddie Van Halen drop kicking the speakers, just going crazy with the guitar, doing stuff no one else has done. And I said, that's what I want to do. That dude rules. I love him. I love David Lee Roth too. I love the whole band, and that was the concert that did it for me. And the rise up to it before.
Yeah, amazing. So like, I mean, my first, I picked up a guitar because of Eddie as well.
Oh man, yeah, I see the Van Halen back there.
Well, you can probably see a bit of influence with the stuff I'm using at the moment. There was my last podcast. There was a Bumblebee here as well, but I put that back in the case for a bit because I was using it last week.
Oh man, that's awesome.
But yeah, that's cool, man. So we got really, really very similar sort of inspiration for first one to really put the hours in, and it is hours, isn't it? Everyone asks me this.
Yes.
They can have a guitar lesson. It's like, why am I like amazing after like 1 hour? It's like because you have to put about 10,000 of them in.
Yes, yes. It does not. I mean, for some people it might, but for most people, it takes a lot of work to get technique and clarity and finger strength and all that stuff, dude.
Well, for me, it even took probably 1.5 years before I actually got to a point where I felt that I could quite happily play along to a song by a band that I loved, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I learned a different way. I didn't have lessons. I got bought tab books, and I learned I learned albums that I loved, but it ended up with me being like, I could play all these songs, but then my brother would say to me, well, do you know any chords? And I'd go, not really. Yeah. I just knew them by the numbers and the frets. You know?
Yes.
So when someone said play an A and they showed me what an A was, I was like,
oh,
that's the chord out of somebody getting you a doctor.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
It's an A.
Yep. That's how I started. But then I started taking lessons to just because my mom wanted me to learn the theory and stuff like that behind it. So, and my teacher was cool. He would teach a little bit of theory, but he'd also teach me the song I wanted to learn. You know what I mean? Yeah. Which is what I do with kids these days. I like to teach them. I want to teach them whatever song they like to learn. I start them off beginners, like with different chords and all that, but the open chords. But I definitely like to, hey, what's your favorite song? Figure out an easy way to play it. That way they kind of get some inspiration. Yeah. Along with doing some scales and some how they relate to chords and all that.
I think that's a great way to do it because I think too many kids get put off with having to learn stuff that they don't like. I think they find much more inspiration in like, well, let's teach you a song that you love. And I think with them learning to play something they love, they'll continue to play because it makes it fun. Rather than just learning, say, Three Blind Mice or the open chords.
Mary Had a Little Lamb or something,
Exactly, yeah. There's much more. That's kind of like the way I taught myself because I wanted to just jam out with stuff that I like to listen to,
Totally. That's what makes you want to play right there,
So, yeah, well, I think to me, that's a more beneficial way to learn, really.
I totally agree.
You learn to love the instrument, because it gives it something. It's not just something to practice on, it's giving you something back. You get the fun from it and the love of it.
Yes, because it's got to be fun. It's got to be fun. It's got to be fun.
So where did it go from there then? So you got you learning to be a gunslinger. And,
Then I started playing in bands in like school and played the talent show at my junior high school, like in the 7th grade. And then my band played my high school battle of the bands, but my singer of the band, like the whole school administration was like sitting on the front row, and we played this Great White song called Stick It. So my singer walks across all of them, flipping them the bird while we're playing the song. So it got disqualified.
That's rock and roll, though.
Yeah, it was rock and roll. It was rock and roll as all get out. My mom was pissed off. She was there. She was mad as hell at me. Yeah. She told me she was embarrassed. She goes, "I love you, but I'm embarrassed over that." I was like, "Mom, it's all good. Don't worry about it.
It's not my fault. I was just playing the guitar."
Yeah, I was just playing guitar. I didn't tell him to do it.
No.
Yeah.
Didn't you take off and move to LA at a really young age?
Right after that, bro. Like a year after that. Yeah, probably a year after that. Moved to LA and played. Me and my friend. His name is he goes by White Possum. He actually works for Capitol Records right now. He's a video director for him, but he still lives out there and works. So he had moved out there. He had a band together, needed a guitar player, called me up, and I left. I didn't finish high school. I moved on out to LA and played out there, did the whole Sunset Strip thing, blah, blah, blah. Well, after a couple of years, he got a gig with a bigger band, not necessarily better, but they were bigger. They had management deal, everything. So he left. I was kind of living with him and whatnot. So I moved back to the East Coast, which was a good move for me because that's when I came back and, one thing led to another. And I started getting into bands like Pantera and Rage Against the Machine and stuff like that. So I was like, well, I want to form a band that mixes Pantera, Rage Against the Machine, and, like the Beastie Boys. And so it was a rap metal project. It's called Method 51. And we did it. It was 3-piece. I did all the rapping and the screaming and played guitar. And then we opened up for Stuck Mojo, that's where the connection comes.
Yeah.
And via a sound guy that used to run sound for me and for Richie, I got lucky enough to come try out for Rich's band 6 Speed back in the day.
Yeah.
And which led to the Fozzy thing and all that good stuff. And here we are today.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I remember when I first met you, it was a Fozzy gig in
Nottingham, I think.
It was Manchester.
That's it. It was. Yes.
It was Manchester. You needed backup guitars, wasn't it, for the tour because you were traveling light.
Yes.
We did some
you brought those
backup guitars for the tour, and we just hit it off. It was just good times, and we all made friends, and it was really really cool.
I know, man.
I remember then because you gave me a CD, and it was Dangerous New Machine.
Yes.
Yeah, that was cool. So there was another band in between. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, we had that together for a while because for a time there, 6 Speed and Fozzy, Fozzy wasn't touring as much, so I had another project and blah blah blah. But then when the Chasing the Grail record came out, they were like, well, let's get together and do some touring.
That's a great record, though.
Yeah, so I was like, I was definitely down for that, and here we are.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool.
And that was on that tour, by the way. That show you're talking about it was basically it was on Chasing the Grail. Yeah. It was on that tour
because I ended up. It was like the side stage, the dressing room was literally at the side of the stage with a window, and I was stood there.
I remember that. Yes,
I was literally on stage, but the crowd couldn't see me. But I had the best view. It was like, this is great.
And it was very hot that night, as are a lot of venues.
And so was and so was the curry, if you remember.
Oh yeah, I do remember. The Manchester Curry.
Well, that's it. I mean, we did loads of different shows at the time we were bringing prototype amps and all kinds of things to be tested out on tour and this kind of stuff. I think Rich used the first that he did. It was the prototype Ironheart was used on the Sonisphere set because when you played at Sonisphere, you came from France with literally no gear because you were on tour in Europe.
Yep.
And I'd got a
flew back.
I got a booth, hadn't I, at the actual show? We literally went, what do you want? And you were like, that guitar, that amp. It was all done from the stand, wasn't it? You played it, it went back on the stand.
Dude, that was a lifesaver, dude. Definitely.
It's all right, man. It's all right. So the Fozzy stuff. I mean, you've done some quite massive gigs with that. I mean, what's your best memories of shows with Fozzy?
Man, there's been a few of them. I have to say a couple of maybe the last Download show we did was killer. The last Bloodstock we did was one of my favorites ever. That was an awesome gig. There's a couple of festivals here in the U.S. There's the Aftershock Festival in God, that's up north in Northern California. God, that was such a good festival for us. Carolina Rebellion, which is mine and Rich's hometown of Charlotte, North Carolina. Getting to play a festival like that was so sick. It was awesome. Nice. Yeah, just stuff like that. Those are definitely standouts, you know.
And you did the gig in LA, didn't you, supporting Iron Maiden?
That was total standout. Yes. Yes, without a doubt. How would I forget that? But dude, that was a total standout. And you couldn't have. They couldn't have been a more nicer bunch of guys too. Them and their crew. Isn't that great though? I love it when you sort of go out there and you do that gig supporting like what would be idols, you know, because everyone's, you know, even if you're in the industry, you've got your heroes that are still doing it, you know. Iron Maiden to me right now, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. They're the Rolling Stones of heavy metal. You know, they are. They're the Rolling Stones of heavy metal. You know, we could say AC/DC is too, but Iron Maiden, they're the Rolling Stones of heavy metal. Right now. Well, I think if you're going to say it like that, I'd say that Iron Maiden definitely are the Rolling Stones of heavy metal. AC/DC are the Rolling Stones of hard rock. That's a good way to put it. That's exactly right. That's a good way to put it. Yes. Because AC/DC have just got more of a. What you'll find with AC/DC is the stuff's that accessible and that sort of drive-in rock that most dads will have it in their car, whether they're a fan or not. They'll probably have Highway to Hell and Back in Black on a CD. They will. Car. You're right about that. But not all of them will have Iron Maiden. That's true. That is true. It's a special breed. There's a lot of us, but it's a special breed. And I say they've been announced to headline Download next year. Kiss. I saw that. This is the interesting thing, though, in the industry. It's like, who do we need to headline a big festival? Kiss and Iron Maiden. Yeah. That could have been 35 years ago, and no one would have said anything. It's I know, dude. It's crazy. Crazy. I did see that ad, though. Yeah, well, it's good to see that things are starting to, the wheels. I hope so, man. I hope these wheels start rolling again, dude. I'm serious. Well, we need it. We've just in my little sort of tribute act that I do. We haven't gigged since last March, but in the last week, because we've had the announcement over here that if everything goes to plan, everything should be open again as normal from sort of mid to end June. We've already started to get bookings in for towards the end of the year, so that's good. Oh, sign. Good for you, dude. That's great, man. That's great. Because literally, I'm itching to play live. It's just, it's recording is great fun and creating's great. Oh yeah. But it's so nice just to get there with a drum kit behind you and just literally hit that big. Just feel the drums and feel the bass and just feel it, man. I love it. That's it, man. It's like it's. I think it's going to turn out good, man. I think there'll be people that will be itching to go and see, proper shows again, and I think there'll be a bit of a rush for it. I think so too. That's what I hope. Anyway, that's what I hope. Yeah, me too. I think it'll be awesome when it comes back out, when everybody starts playing again. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. So. Let's talk a bit of gear, because I have been watching over the last couple of years. You've got your own pickups. You're rocking your own pickups, and you started using keys and guitars pretty much exclusively now, haven't you? As well? Oh yeah, Because obviously through the years you've gone through different favourites. Because like when you had the Epiphone, which I think is still behind you, the Les Paul there, is it? There? Yeah, that was a favourite. And then you went to the DBs. I remember the DBZs as well. Yeah. And there was a couple of RGs that didn't we from a couple of RGs. Yeah, I love that one RG was freaking awesome. I still love that one. The red one, was it? The red ones. Yes. That was an awesome guitar. Yes. Yeah. But dude, I got these Kiesels. I got 3 of them so far. I got lucky enough to be a key. People love the gear chat, so yeah. I got lucky enough to be a Kiesel artist in 2017. Yeah. And I got one more upstairs. I didn't bring it down. I keep it upstairs. It's the standard tune, but this is the first one they made to my specs here. It's called a California single cut. It's beautiful. Got my these are the BG1 pickups. They're not as powerful as the ones in the Flying V. I'll show you in a second. Cool. But this guitar's got the ash body, ash top, as you can see. Yeah. You got your natural mahogany body, and then the flame maple fingerboard and neck back there. I love the inlays being black blocks. That's cool. And you know what it's kind of like there, dude? It's kind of like a mix of Eddie Van Halen, like one of the Wolfgangs a bit with the neck. You know what I'm saying? A little bit, and it's with a single cut body. Does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's a bit like that. It kind of reminds me of one of those guitars, the way the neck feels, which is good.
It's this like this one's like the bird's eye as well. Like, see it? Like,
yeah, bird's eye maple. Yeah. But
well
so,
worn.
so yeah, this one's kind of like that. Then I got this. I just got this V I was showing you. Let me grab it, dude. It is awesome. It's called an Ultra V, but it's got, as you can see, it's got the BG2 pickups in it with the logos on there, which I actually love. I got the Floyd Rose on this one. It has the zebra maple fretboard.
That's cool.
Yeah, and dude, Kiesel to me. They've been around since 1946.
Because it was carving. It was carving. For anyone doesn't know the connection, it was carving.
It was carving. Yes. And since Jeff Kiesel has taken over, they have gone next level on guitar building. I mean, next level. Like as far as woods, tones, paint jobs, tops, all that stuff, dude. They've gone next level, and I just love them, and just blessed to be a part of that company.
No, I do look at their page quite a bit, and also the question and answer sessions that like Jeff will do live on Facebook and that. And it pretty much seems that they'll make whatever people want as long as they order it properly and
And also, I was going to tell you, these pickups, by the way, they're made by Pariah, so it's a company called Pariah Pickups, and I love them as well. They're freaking killer.
They're based out of Canada now, are they? Did they move?
Yeah, they are. Right across the river from Detroit. Actually, so they're in Windsor, Ontario.
I was going to ask you about those, you see, because I've been looking at the Pariah stuff quite a bit. Obviously, there's no dealers in the UK that do them, but they will ship them. Because they do some quite interesting pickups for my kind of sound. Really, I've noticed they've got the Pasadena series in the red, white, and blacks. They got all the different sort of Van Halen eras. But the one that really intrigues me is they've released a pickup called the Pound Cake.
Yeah, he just released that not too long ago. I saw that too.
And that to me screams.
Yes. Yeah.
It's the Ernie Ball, It's like,
He's a good dude, man. He makes every one of them by hand. He and I think another guy do it. His name's Sean Christopher. Very good dude. Love him to death. I'm blessed to be a part of his company too, man. They make some.
So on yours, on the Grey Matter ones, what's the kind of spec of the pickup? Is it in terms of output and that?
Yes. It's a what is it? 13.5.
Oh, so it's like medium low then? Yeah.
Yes. And God, I can't remember what the neck pickup is here. Jesus Christ. I know it's a little hotter, but definitely my main one here is 13.5.
You're very much like me because I don't like high output pickups. I like them around that sort of area because I prefer to drive. To me anyway, I always feel that a lower output pickup gives you more clarity. If you use a high gain amp, like me and you tend to get a high gain sound, and to me, high gain into high gain, it's too much. Whereas a low output pickup, you hear that string separation on the big chords.
Yes.
I prefer to let the amp do the distortion and the guitar to be clear. So I've always been more of a lower output. In fact, the only guitar I've actually in my collection that's got EMGs in it, I've only got one guitar with EMGs in it, and it's this one.
Yeah. Yep, I see it. Yeah. And I got one. Yeah, I got one on the wall with EMGs. That's the only one I got up there with them in there.
And I like them, but I don't.
Yeah, they got their own sound,
I don't like them for everything.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah.
This is the old Zakk Wylde set in this because why not?
81 and 85, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Cool, dude. But yeah, man, Pariah Pickups, dude. They're an up and coming company, and they've been at it for a while, but they're just now getting noticed and getting the name out there. So, dude, I love them, dude.
I'm noticing more and more talk about them on the sort of guitar forums.
Good.
Especially in the sort of, I'm in a couple of different sort of Van Halen based guitar forums because they're quite interesting. There's like the building database and there's the information on the stuff like the Wolfgangs and everything that people know. And even the guy that designed it, who now works for Gibson in Nashville, Jim DeCola, he's in the forum. So if anybody asks a question, literally Jim DeCola's on there going, yeah, this is how I designed it and all that. And it's just, I find it fascinating. But
oh, dude, that's so awesome, dude.
Yeah,
that's killer.
Lots of people that can't, they maybe get a second-hand Wolfgang or a second-hand Music Man.
Yeah.
They might find the original pickups are either broken or the guy who's had them before has changed them out, doesn't have the originals. If they can't, because obviously Ernie Ball won't sell you the original pickups because they were sort of a secret source. You know, they were never available on any other guitar apart from the Axis or the Music Man.
Gotcha.
And the same with the Wolfgang ones. They were just designed for that guitar.
Ah.
And I think Peavey at one point was still supporting the model and supplying them, but a lot of people now are literally looking at Pariah for replacement pickups for the Van Halen guitars.
For the Van Halens.
Yeah, because they're really impressed with like the Pasadena Red and the Pound Cakes, which are basically spec'd to that era, aren't they? You know, so it's.
And the funny thing, and not the funny thing, it's like the good news is Sean, the owner of Pariah, he loves Eddie Van Halen like we do. So he's he's working on that tone hard. You know what I mean? Well, he really is, dude.
When we get out of all this, I might try and order a set of pound cakes, and I'll let you know how they sound, man. Because I'd love to try them. I'd probably put them in this one. Because this is my first ever guitar, and it's a copy. It was my brother. My brother bought it me. It's a copy of the Eddie Van Halen Music Man from 1995. But this is what I learned on. But the pickups obviously in it are like just bespoke.
Yeah,
gotcha. Korean ones.
Yes.
If I get some pound cakes and whack them in that would be a player.
That'd be totally. Yeah, totally.
So what are you rocking through? Amplifier and effects.
Amplifier. Right now, what we're doing. You know what? Most of the time, I'm rocking the Laney here. I'm still an Ironheart guy. I got the Laney cab 412 with vintage 30s in there.
Nice.
Celestian vintage 30s. Then, when I play live, I will run the Kemper over here along with the Ironheart, use the effects of the Kemper, and then use mainly this for all my tones. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. I mean, I was going to ask you because you're one of those guys like myself that aren't afraid to delve into the sort of digital either.
Yes, I'm not afraid.
It's because it's got that good now. It's different to 20 years ago.
Yes.
You know, it's like when I saw Rich using a Kemper or doing an advert for he did a thing with Positive Grid. I was like, wow. Now things have progressed because that's the tube man. That is the man that lives and breathes tubes.
Yeah. That's exactly right. I agree with you on that.
Well, it's the Ironheart there. The story I was going to mention to you because obviously people wouldn't know this, but like you guys were involved in designing that amp. You know, you played the prototypes before they came out of all different versions, didn't you, back in the day?
Yes, we did.
And I remember when you guys played Download Main Stage.
Yes.
And it was early, and I was there with supporting all kinds of different bands, and you were like, I need a rig for Main Stage. I need something that's going to look sort of cool. Any chance of like a double stack or something? Because I think Rich was with Marshall then, and Rich had been with the two stacks.
Yes.
And I was like, yeah, I can do this. And I'd got like so many amps there as bits and bobs for the weekend. But we hooked you up with a double stack. For that for that Main Stage. But the head that you used was actually mine.
No way.
Yeah, it was my gigging one, and I was literally I put that one with you because I thought, well, I've gigged it every week for like 2 years. It's been serviced, it's got new tubes.
Yeah,
it's Download, it's Main Stage. Use that one, because it made more sense than taking one off the shelf. To me, it was like this one's tested. I've used it.
I did not know that was your head,
it was
dude.
My head, and it had been.
That's so nice of you to let me use that, bro.
It had been retubed with the IME grade tubes from the IME amps.
Yeah, sounded. I remember it sounding really good too.
Yeah,
I really remember it sounding like, man, this is a good sounding rig right here. You know what I mean? Like right off the bat.
Sounded great out front. But yeah, that was my one that I was using. That you used that day.
Man, dude, thank you for letting me do that, Chris. That's awesome.
It's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure. So, do you ever do gigs with just the Kemper? Or have you done that?
You know what? I was for a while before I got back with Laney. I got back with Laney, I think it was summer of 2019. Yeah, it was summer of 2019 in Nashville at the NAMM. I ran into Finn, and there was a couple other guys at the booth over there, and it was good seeing them. And I got back with them. So yeah, I was using the Kemper, but I was still using a cab because mine's a powered Kemper.
Right, got you.
So I was running it through a Splawn cab because I love the sound of their gear too. Yeah. Splawn's an awesome company as well. So that's what I was running before I got back with the into the Ironheart again.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool.
And I know what you're saying. If I ever used it with just in-ears or a monitor like that, is that what you're saying? Yeah, I've done a cover gig with it like that. Totally done. Yeah. Definitely. It's easy setup, but I love the sound of speakers. You know what I'm saying? I love my cabs.
There is a difference. I mean, I'm kind of versed in both because
I know. Me too. I love them.
A lot of the gigs that I've been doing for the last 3 or 4 years have been straight into a desk duo with tracks with just a live singer and
I've seen a couple of them. I've seen a couple of videos
and live guitar. So for me, having an amp beyond it won't work. So I wouldn't be able to get the mix right with the track, and it'd just be a pain. So literally, I've been pretty much using the Line 6 Helix for
the Helix. Yeah, I saw you had that
for most of the stuff, and it's been great. But when I do a gig with a full band, I will now use that with the tube amp.
Yeah.
For example, it's under my feet at the moment because it's my recording station. But what I can do with it is I can route that to be pedals in front of my amp, pedals in the effects in the effects loop. It can switch the channels via MIDI, so it can be my command center. And I found the thing that it has replaced, even though I've still got it, is my proper pedal board with all the MXRs and all that stuff on it.
Yes.
It's this big and really heavy and really expensive, because those stuff aren't cheap, and it's took me years. But that's what stays at home because you've got the buttons on there. There's my flanger, there's my phaser, there's my wah.
Yes, that's it, dude. I know, bro.
But when we get back out, I want to try and do a gig with just the Stomp because I've used the Stomp every day since lockdown with this recording stuff because it's got all the same sounds and it's that big. That's it.
Wow. Now, which one is it? What is that now?
That's the Helix.
Line 6 Helix Stomp.
Helix Stomp. Wow. Yeah. So it's all the same sounds, but you've only got 3 buttons. But
did that just come out or something, or has that been?
It came out a couple of years ago.
Okay.
But the good thing about that's just headphone jack. But the things about with this, you could put that in your gig bag, which it takes the backup. And if something goes wrong or catastrophic, you could have clean rhythm lead done, and you could get away with that.
You can make the gig happen. Oh, dude, I know. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Technology is a beautiful thing, man. I love, especially in our business, dude. I can fuss about drum machines and cheesy pop music all I want to, but technology is beautiful. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
especially for guitar players.
Oh, I think we're in the sort of greatest era for guitar gear at the moment. It's
fantastic. Man, I love it. It's great. It's blowing up.
I was having this chat with a guy last week. I don't think there's been ever a better time to learn and for the gear that's available because there's so much gear available now. So
it's incredible.
Mid-priced,
yes.
Mid-priced it's the same quality as what we would have classed as top of the range 10 years ago.
I know, bro. I know. I agree with you. I do agree with you.
That's the scary thing. You can get guitars with stainless steel frets on them for 500 quid.
That's my favorite. That's my Kiesels. I got the stainless steel on those. I love those things, dude.
I've yet to try that out because apparently it's really, really good and you don't have to. There's no polishing involved at all. They just stay perfect, don't they?
It is. I mean, I love it. Jumbo stainless steel frets. That's my jam right there. I love it.
Low action, big frets. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
That's cool. That's cool, man. That's really, really cool. I watched the documentary last month on the.
Oh, cool.
And what was that like? Doing like all those shows in one day, and how did you coordinate what you were going to play through? Like, because you were literally just on a plane going to. Was it 3 in one day? Wasn't it 3 in one?
3 in one day. Yeah, it was. The good news on that was what we did was each venue had the cabs we needed and heads. I had the Kemper, so I was kind of doing a little bit of both. So and same with Richie, he does the same thing. And then, dude, that just being on a private jet like that, I never wanted to fly regular coach again, dude, because I got spoiled that day.
I wonder what the poor people are doing today.
I mean, I got to tell you, you could go up in the cockpit. The pilot was, "Oh, come on up. dude, you're freaking sitting there in the cockpit, way up in the air, and it goes way faster than a commercial jet. I mean, they're going fast, dude. It was awesome. It was a great experience. I'll never forget it.
I'll put the link to it in the description down below, because I think there might be people who haven't seen Fozzy.
Yeah, I know, dude. Yeah, please do.
But I really think that's a great introduction. Apart from the great videos you've got, I think for a casual person to watch that documentary and to get into the band from that is probably great, because it really does paint a great picture of you all doing a good thing and being like, is this going to work? Who's going to be there?
Is there anybody going to be there at 9 a.m.?
Yeah.
And there was, God bless him. It was awesome.
It's fantastic.
I was pounding coffee like a madman, and then next thing I know, it's time to play,
It's I just think it's great watching how the band has progressed, because you're going from playing essentially being a cover band to then original material, and then getting each album getting bigger, and then getting tons more YouTube hits on the videos, and then getting better tours, better support slots, better slots at festivals. You've moved up the stages at Download, for example. It's now it's great, and also having more people discovering it for the music rather than necessarily being a fan of Chris's. It's like it's organically growing, and it's great.
I agree with you on that. I totally agree, man. I've been blessed to be a part of it too, man.
No, it's cool. It's cool to watch from afar. It's great. It's really cool.
Awesome, dude. Well, you helped a lot of it happen with some gear, buddy. I tell you that. Thank you for believing in us in the Laney days when you were there. I'm telling you, dude. Thank you. It was me and Richie and the band love you, just so you know.
Well, that's great, man. That's great. Well, maybe when you tour again, I'll pop along to a show.
Please do. You can always. You're always welcome to be with us.
We can go and check out the local Wetherspoons.
Yeah, I love that place. I lived off of it for every time we were there. That's my favorite spot, besides Nando's.
Oh, Nando's, yes.
I like Nando's. Yeah, we're fans.
They don't have so many Nando's in the States, though, do they?
Mm-mm. I think they have them maybe in Texas. As one state I know that maybe has them, but other than that, bro, I'm not sure.
All right, okay. There seems to be loads of them around here, but all the restaurants are closed at the moment anyway.
Incredible, dude. Incredible.
The only things that are open is available for takeaway and delivery, and that's it. You can't literally go into a restaurant at the moment.
You can't go eat and have fun, huh?
No. All the pubs are shut, all the bars are shut, everything's closed.
Damn. Well, God willing, it'll be open back ASAP. Because we're starting to open back here, man. I'm hoping to God it starts coming back for everybody in the world.
Yeah, I mean,
people are. I think people are tired of it, man. We got to get out and make money, bro. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, yeah.
Make a living.
Well, with me, for example, it's like since leaving the industry as say, obviously I had to look after my folks and that.
I know. I remember that.
And pretty much the last 3 years, it's been my main thing has been managing a pub, and alongside doing that, has been with building the business with the gigs, and doing 120 shows a year, and literally for last year, both of them
making some money. That's right. I know, dude.
Completely gone. So I just started trying to refocus really into getting back into recording. And I started this off because I thought, well, why not? I've always wanted to have kind of a podcast, and I thought, well, I know enough people to have some good chats, good chats about gear.
Smart, dude. That's the way to do it.
And beer, even though I'm drinking coffee at the moment because
it's all right
late for me. But here's one thing for you then, because we better mention it. Because whenever you used to come over, we used to try and show you a different beer, didn't we?
We did. That is true. You and what was dude's name with the dark hair?
Quint. Yeah.
Quint. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. That is true. We would try different beers every time, right?
So what's your favorite in the US at the moment? Because I have a lot of English friends that drink a lot of beers and stuff, and I said I'd ask and say like, what's cooking over in the States at the moment?
For me, they like a lot of people here. There's like all these craft beers. All right, yes. So my wife and I like this thing called Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. They probably have it over there. I'm not sure. And by the way, as far as beer, I was a big fan of the Boddingtons. I mean, I might be crazy, but I used to love that, dude.
Well, they class that over here. It's like it's a keg bitter, they call it.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of places that have proper real ales.
Yes. Yeah.
Which needs to be tapped and pegged and looked after, and they need to settle before you can sell them. And my fiance Lucy is an expert at it. She looks after a cellar. Yeah, she knows her beer.
She knows the deal.
Yeah,
okay.
When we were looking after the pub, and she looked after all the beer lines and
really
the real ales and all that, like we got an award for best cask ale pub for the whole month, for the whole summer one year, and it was all down to Lucy and the way she kept the beer, because it was perfect,
Dude, that's great. That's really cool.
But Boddington's is kind of classed as it's that kind of beer, but it's actually a keg one, so it's just like a normal. There's not much to do with it. You just put it on, pour it, and it's great. So some connoisseurs see it as like it's a fake ale.
Yeah. I know what you mean, dude. But so me and Susan, my wife, we we do the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. Myself, I'm a big fan of the Sam Adams Cherry Wheat. I don't know if you ever heard of that or not.
I've tried normal Sam Adams in the States, but not the cherry one.
But that cherry wheat, dude, I try not to drink too much beer. I've been just doing beer and wine lately. I haven't been doing the vodka and hard stuff lately. I've been laying off of that a little bit. You know what I mean?
Laying off the boys.
Yeah, I've been laying off of those a little bit.
Yeah.
They tend to take you to the vortex, and I don't want to visit the vortex anymore. I've been there and back, and I made it. You know what I mean? It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while. We did it the last gig, Fozzy. I had a drink with at that one, but as far as vodka, but yeah, mainly the beers that we do are Sierra Nevada Pale Ale and that Cherry Wheat by Sam Adams. Right. Those are my top twos right there.
There's the tips. I'll pass them on.
All right.
Whenever I'm in the States, like we used to the NAMM show and stuff, the thing that used to amaze me is like in the bars. Like you got onto it with the craft thing.
Yeah.
And you find that you have the domestic beers, so you'll have the Budweisers, and you'll have the Bud Light, and you'll have the
Coors Light,
there. And the Americans literally would be like, nah, don't want that.
Yep. Oh yeah.
They'd rather have one or two craft ales, or maybe try one, then have a different one.
Yep.
Then have three Buds. It's just
Well, I think that with that, Chris, is like the alcohol content in those craft beers is much higher than say like a Coors Light or a Bud Light. Those are like water compared to like the real beers. You know what I mean? And I'm not dogging out those beers. I mean, I love Coors Light. I'm redneck as all get out. I love it.
Coors is great though, because you don't put weight on if you drink loads of Coors. That's what I tell myself.
That's exactly. But a lot of people like those craft beers, I think, because of the alcohol content and the different tastes of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like that over here, but not. We had that kind of before. There's there's one big craft place that was. I don't know if you got it over the States. Have you heard of Brewdog?
I have heard it. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Brewdog started out self-financed up in Scotland, and now literally they've got through really clever marketing and stuff. They've got really quite a presence. They've got their own bars, their own venues. And you see their bottled stuff in a lot of different pubs and supermarkets now. But
I've definitely heard of it.
But they are really kind of clever with the marketing and their little viral videos and stuff. But they've kind of started like a bit of a craft revolution, because there are a lot of different craft pubs now in the UK that literally only serve their own brand and things.
Their own brand. That's smart. That's really smart.
Well, they used to when they could open. But
when they get Hopefully they'll be opening back soon, right?
Here's the latest one. This will make you laugh. This was the last ruling last week. Pubs can open in April. They can serve in April, right? But they can't let anybody inside.
Well, what you gonna do? You gonna serve them in the rain? You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I mean, I know you got some sunshine over there. I've seen it, but it rains over there, bro.
Yeah, but April.
It rains over there, bro. How they go? Yeah, they gonna serve you in the rain. You know what I mean?
And plus, you know what it's like over here. You get to about 8:30 at night, it gets cold.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
So you're okay if you're going out 5 till 7.
Yeah,
on a sunny day.
I can't believe that, man. It's just these government rules. Oh God.
And I know it's all for the greater good. It's just
Yeah. I mean. at this point, though, dude, I mean, it's time to get back. It's time to get back. You know what I mean?
I think
it is.
The economy needs it. Everything needs it. You know,
the economy needs it. Like, look here. Here's the deal. All right, everybody's worried about dying from COVID. Okay, here's the deal. For me, this is my perspective of it. All right, if you go on a hike, which I did today, you walk out in the woods. Hey, man, the wind might blow a tree over on you. Okay, on the way to the hike, you're driving your car. You might be in a car wreck. You know what I'm saying? Your time's gonna come. If my time comes from sickness, then that's the way it is. You know what I mean? And I hope it doesn't for any. I'm not trying to be insensitive to people because I know people have lost people, but we have to get on with life, and or otherwise we're all gonna be screwed. You know what I mean? I think
now we're starting to roll vaccines out and things. I think we'll start to find that once things do start opening, it'll be like. Then it'll all be back to normal because the world needs it. You can't just stop the world's economy for a year.
No, you cannot.
And we're all going to have to pay it back at some point.
Yeah. And you can't say, like over here, Walmart's been able to stay open the whole time. Now, how come they're able to stay open, but the small businesses aren't? You know what I'm saying?
Essential.
Yeah. But small businesses aren't essential. You know what I mean? Who makes that decision? They're telling us we ain't essential, being musicians. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we actually had an advert over here that went out when they obviously there was like the furlough scheme, which did a separate thing over there. But when they try and support people that can't, if their business is closed, they'll send you. Businesses will get paid to pay their employees to stay at home.
Yes,
their wages and that.
Right.
And obviously, a lot of people fell through the cracks because you've got all these guys like the tour support and the techs and the roadies and the musicians that were like, well, we rely on tours, we rely on, that's where the work comes in. And basically a message came out in a really poorly thought out way, and it was a picture of a ballerina, right? And it went viral because it got taken down. The government put it up and it got taken down like about 2 hours later because there was a massive backlash. And basically it was saying that this so-and-so girl is a ballerina and she's now retraining to be a cyber security agent. Basically saying retrain.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Say, forget the 25 years you put into guitar. Yeah. Retrain and be a whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we're telling you your artistry is not worth it anymore. You're not essential.
Correct. But the feedback they got from people was,
oh, yeah.
That poster was done by a graphic designer, the arts.
Yeah.
Okay. The text was done by a copywriter, the arts.
The arts.
And it was like the whole thing you've got there, your whole advert comes down to the arts. And I think they realised what they've done and went and took it down because it literally got blasted by people going, well...
What are you talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, and then, well, tell us that the arts aren't essential, that are not needed, It's... If it wasn't for music and film and stuff, there would be locking people down for so long with no entertainment, nothing to watch, nothing to listen to, the world would be in a much worse place than it is now. Dude,
it'll be a zombie apocalypse, bro. You know? I'm serious.
Crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, doom and gloom out the way.
Right? On to the next time. On to the good times. Yeah.
Well, that's it. That's how we can finish up, man. So we can say what's next on the agenda then? What's the plans? Obviously, assuming everything's gonna go back to a semi-normal again.
Yeah. The plans are I'm going to release some more of the GreyWinterrowd instrumental stuff.
Awesome.
I'm going to release. We are going to release another Tattoo the Scars single. We've got 2 out,
fantastic.
And then definitely Fozzy 2021 new records done and we'll be out.
Amazing. Okay.
Yeah. It'll be out.
That's not an exclusive, is it? I think Chris has already said that, hasn't he? That.
Yeah, he did say that. But we are going to
the other Chris's podcast.
yeah, the other Chris. We're going to definitely, like, we were supposed to do an April and May tour, so that got put back to September, which they're rerouting, or no, not rerouting, just rebooking everything because as states start to open up, it's getting a little bit easier to book tours. Lots of bands are starting to announce tours and festivals here in the U.S. And we're definitely going to be on a couple here. I'm not sure the names. I think one's Rock USA, and I think that's I think that's around the September time, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on it. I might be wrong, but I know we're going to be on a big one like that, and I'm not sure if that's the exact one, but I'm pretty sure it's Rock USA. There's going to be a couple more, but yeah, touring starts back September for Fozzy, and there's even talk of coming to Europe and all kinds of stuff. So
amazing! It's been a while. It's been a while, actually, hasn't it? So
it's been since we did summer of 2019. But we didn't come to England.
I think last time you were in England was it 2017? Something like that, 2017.
Well, for yeah, except for we did that Bloodstock show. Was it late 2018 or 2019?
Yeah,
it was 2018. Sorry, it was 2018. So that was the last time we were in the UK. We did a full European tour because we did Wacken in Germany. We did a few we did one in Hungary. It was awesome too. Lots of festivals on that tour.
Well,
and we toured. And we toured with Mr. Big.
Festivals.
Mr. Big?
Yeah. Oh, you did tour with Mr. Big. So you got to hang with Paul Gilbert all the time.
Yeah, he was a very nice guy. Very nice guy. He was always working, bro. He was always working.
He's lovely. He's one of the nicest, most helpful. He'd help anybody.
Man. Yes.
What a player.
He was always working. Yeah. Always playing.
And he picks every note. He picks every note.
Oh, man. His playing is, woo. It's so great, but such a nice guy. He was always working. When he wasn't working with the band, sound checking or playing, he's teaching lessons, doing his lesson thing. So busy guy.
It's inspiring, isn't it? Because a lot of players look at these players and think, well, they're signature artists with a big band and they're huge, but they're not. It's different to the way it was maybe in the early 90s when there's number one singles about. They have to work for their craft and they have to have all the different revenue streams lined up and work them.
Yeah. Yeah, the last Fozzy run we did a week run back in August here in the States. We went to the states of North Dakota and South Dakota because they were still open. We played this huge festival called Sturgis. It was freaking awesome.
Oh, the big biker one.
Yeah. Yes, over 1 million bikers there.
Wow.
It didn't spread. I mean, you know what I mean? It was fun. It was awesome. So anyway, during that tour, I've been doing a lot of Skype lessons for the past year. So I kept all my Skype students. So I was doing Skype lessons on the bus, in the dressing room, and just trying to keep busy. And I'm going to do it when we're on our next tour cycle. I'll be lessons, everything. I'll be keeping my stuff going.
That's awesome, man. So we've got new music to look forward to, new tours to look forward to. So the future's bright, man. The future's bright.
Yes, it is.
That's inspiring, man. It's inspiring. Wow, man, it's been amazing catching up with you. And
you too, Chris. It's been great, bro. I miss you, buddy.
I miss you too. We'll catch up again in person soon, man. I mean,
yes,
it's a shitty situation the world's in, but I think there's enough people like yourself and me to an extent that are trying to stay positive and trying to keep moving things in a good way and trying to make the most out of it. Which is great. But it'll be so good just to see things to start to get booked again and have things.
Yes.
People want something to look forward to, don't they? They want gigs to look forward to. They want
tours to
look forward to. They want albums to look forward to.
Yes, music is life. A lot of people say that. It's the darn truth, bro. It is the truth. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of people, music is life, and it needs to come back tenfold.
Sure does, man. It's like it's been away long enough. It seems like it's longer than it is.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's nice to see that you've got your ducks lined up in a row, if you know what I mean.
Dude. I'm gonna keep
touring.
Yeah, I'm gonna put instrumental songs out. Fozzy's gonna keep putting records out. It's basically play till you die with me. You know what I'm saying?
What else is there to do?
Yeah, what do you do? Like Eddie Van Halen said. Remember when he said, "Hey, you keep playing." You remember that? Did you see that video?
It's a brilliant video.
I love it. Yeah. Hey, I'll come find you. You keep playing. I love it, man.
It's the spirit of life, man. You just got to keep making noise and keep pushing forward.
Yeah, I totally agree.
What I'll do then is I'll put all the links to your projects in the in the description down below. So when this will probably go out Friday, and we can get some shares going and things like that.
We'll do it, brother.
And thanks to Billy again for coming on the podcast. It's been a blast. It's been an absolute pleasure. And
thank you for having me, Chris.
No worries, man. And thanks to everybody for all the likes and subscribe. They are much appreciated by me. And
awesome.
I'll catch you all soon. Thanks, Billy, so much, man.
Later, brother. I'll see you soon, dude. Be safe.
Bye-bye.
Later.
You've been listening to the Beer and Gear podcast with Chris Taylor.